Hi, I'm Chris at the Salinas Public Library. My book recommendation for middle school and high school students is March, written by US Congressman John Lewis and Andrew Aydin, and illustrated by Nate Powell. The story is published in 3 volumes: March Book 1, March Book 2, and March Book 3. March is based around the life of US Congressman John Lewis from his time growing up on a farm near Montgomery, Alabama, through the desegregation of public schools, the Montgomery bus boycott of 1955, the famous March in Selma, and many other important civil rights movement events. The book takes its time in telling Lewis's story, allowing for both reflective and funny moments, including John Lewis's childhood interest in becoming a reverend and his practice of delivering sermons to his chickens. Lewis also recounts the time his uncle drove him from Alabama, across Kentucky and Tennessee, and eventually to Chicago, Illinois, reflecting on the need to drive carefully through areas of the states with maps marked in places where they could stop for food or to use the restroom and places that were best avoided. Using a comic book style with realistic portrayals of historic figures, artist Powell does a great job representing Rosa Parks, Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., John Lewis himself, and hundreds of other historical figures. While these books were published from 2013 to 2017, Congressman Lewis passed away earlier this year, and history is always topical. For those looking to have a deeper understanding of the American Civil Rights Movement, especially for the parts of it that took place in the 1950s and 1960s, this is a great place to start. As a quick note, for those who are young or sensitive to the topic, there are some dehumanizing scenes and some dehumanizing language in these books that are part of Lewis's story. It isn't always easy to read. All 3 volumes of March are available to check out at the Salinas Public Library. They are also available digitally on Hoopla Digital. For more comics on historical events and the lives of historical figures, consider reading They Called Us Enemy by George Takei, about his experiences at a concentration camp in America during World War II. Available in English and in Espanol on Hoopla, and available for request from the Salinas Public Library. The Unwanted, Stories of the Syrian Refugees by Don Brown, details the experiences of Syrian refugees fleeing war zones, especially in the 2010s, and what it was like living in refugee areas, available to request from the Salinas Public Library and on Hoopla. Thank you, and enjoy your books.